obsessed with me.
Who I smoke, Lil Leaky. Who I smoke, Big Meaty. Who I smoke, Lil 2 3 Wonder.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
I was so moved. This is how audiences must have felt when they first saw Olivier play Hamlet. Oh, bravo, boys and girls. Bravo. Except for you. You were god-awful.
Full disclosure, news and commentary number 150. 150? Can you believe this bullshit? 150. I would make a big deal about this, except for the fact that 150 means 156 is coming soon. And what is 156? 3 years. 3 years of doing this show, and I really enjoy it. This one's going to be a relatively short one. Doesn't mean it's going to be any less powerful. Thank you to my Patreon people. Folks, we are so close to 30 people on Patreon. So close. Please consider joining. That's all I got to say. I would love to hit 30. It's one of the goals that I've set. I've really hit those benchmarks. And by the end of the year, I'm going to really push to get to 1,000 and get the channel monetized and all that good stuff. We have a big unboxing. This is a big old box. It's light, whatever's in here. Let's just get to it. I don't know what the hell this thing. I'm gonna reach in. Share. Spring, I don't know. It is a shirt for sure, so you get to see it at the same time I get to say it. Indie Prop 22! Screwjob versus Winners versus Mike Terry. Booking Master! Holy shit. See, those Indie Pro guys know how to do it. I can criticize shit. They sent me a shirt. I haven't done this in a long time. I'm going to slap, even though I got 2 shirts on right now. Fuck it. I'm going to slap this bad boy on right now. We're going to get to it. Exciting, exciting, exciting. gwhnewsandnotes.blogspot.com. If you're not looking at that thing, you need to. Todd Sexton wrote a lovely thing about Jimmy Rave's memorial service. I should shut my mouth about this, but I'm not going to. I was a little disappointed. I wanted that thing to be even bigger. Everybody that spoke from the heart, and that part was perfect and lovely. And I would have wanted more, but then Larry reminded me of something, which is Southern Fried did basically a whole show dedicated to Jimmy Rave. So I think I would guess most of the people that really wanted to say goodbye and deserved to say goodbye got to do it in a special way. And so that put me a little more at ease. I loved what Todd wrote. Jimmy Rave, man, that dude is something else. I just got a message from Jimmy Oxendine. Man, I can't do it. Jimmy asked me to be his Valentine. he said, will you be my Valentine? Happy Valentine's Day to you, my baby. That can help me do that to you. I don't know what the fuck. Jimmy crazy. Jimmy Ox is the best, boy. What else do we got going on? What's the commentary about? Commentary is about the most important word right now going around wrestling. And indie wrestling in Georgia needs to catch this word. News and notes from Puerto Rico area, Lucha Libre, all that stuff. That's great. Pro South Valentine's Day Massacre report. They packed that place out, man. Had some great matches. Cameron Keys putting over big time. Beating Ace Haven in a casket match. That sounded cool as shit. Southern Violence and Wrestling Report. They were under 100. Rob Rod called it 98. Duke sort of agreed. The thing that's notable coming out of that is the audience member yelling the N-word and them dealing with it. But the problem is the wrestlers had to deal with it. I'm just going to... Why wasn't that dude thrown out? What the hell do we got to do? Dude, that guy should have been thrown out within moments of him saying it. And the fact that he kept saying it, and the wrestlers had to deal with it. Wrestlers shouldn't have to deal with that bullshit. Period. Joe Black shouldn't have had to deal with it. Austin Towers shouldn't have had to deal with it. It's bullshit. I'm also catching wind that Justin Legend is no longer with Southern Violence and Wrestling, which is weird. And after they got thrown out of the brewery, my Patreon people know exactly why that happened, that Justin is now running a group that is going to run shows in that brewery again. What the fuck is going on, Southern Violence? What the fuck is happening? Please someone explain to me from Southern Violence why the hell that dude wasn't thrown out immediately. Why do the wrestlers have to deal with that shit? And it turns out they're going to get out of that venue. Good, get out of that fucking venue, because that picture from Duke is basically wrestlers going through the ceiling. And that looks fucking stupid. Looks dumb as shit. Anarchy had a mind-blowingly good show. Fantastic stuff. Will Carter showing out with that promo. Evil Jeter snatching the chain off that man's neck after that promo. The talent is going way up, 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 up. The program, Joe Black. We're going to have a Devil's Reject reunion. Amazing stuff. David Ali, I thought, had a really interesting response to the whole situation with Jabari and all the rest of it. And what he said was very heartfelt. And, it's like wrestling is a place to have an escape, and that's what the Southern Honor fans want, and blah, blah, blah. I think two things can be true, and I think he's right. But I also caught a little clip of Gerard on the podcast for Southern Honor talking about there's a difference between talking about what happens in a wrestling ring and then about, the experiences that people are having and feeling. And those things need to be addressed. I think that's true as well. Long and short of it, Southern Honor is going to have to go through some kind of sea change, and we'll see if it happens. We'll find out in 3 weeks, right? If changes are made. And, Gary Lamb, volumes being spoken by him being silent on this whole thing. But David Ali speaking up, taking a leadership role, whether you agree with him or not. I think Dylan taking a leadership role. And all that's great to see. And Southern Honor is going to have to deal with it. And Southern Violence is going to have to deal. Please explain why that dude wasn't thrown out. My fucking God. Kudos to the wrestlers for fucking holding shit down, by the way. But the Anarchy, boy, they're coming. They're coming. Lord, they're coming. Shit, we're already at the commentary. Here's what the commentary is about. First of all, look at this clip at Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Darby Allin 16-year-old wrestler, and just look at this clip if you haven't seen it.
This, my friend, is an AEW contract. What do you say? Yes. Fuck yes.
Great moment, super cool, super meaningful. Other stuff that I'm hearing is that the kid's not going to wrestle full time for ECW or for AEW until he turns 18 and gets out of high school. But what a cool moment. And that kind of moment, there's a time where WWE created those moments, right? Giving contracts and that kind of thing, and great moments. Triple H being a part of a lot of that. But it's AEW now, and the universal love from that crowd. And but you know what that thing is more than anything else? It's fun. And the next 3 clips, and then we're going to close this full disclosure because I got to get this thing out before midnight, and I'm tired. And you know, again, the Platinum Pinfalls have taken up a lot of this slack. And yeah, this one's just going to be a little shorter. But I wanted to show you these clips because to me it's a throwback. The WWE has just quit on so many different things. And I get it. They're making a shit ton of money and they're doing their thing. But house shows used to be super fun. And I think it's interesting that those who feel empowered, which right now is a very limited group, consisting of Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Paul Heyman, these are 3 clips. The first one is going to be Jey Uso having a moment with a fan, getting him a shirt. Second one is that fan yelling out to Roman, so Roman doing something in the match and interacting with that fan. And then the third is Paul Heyman interacting with yet another fan and just fucking going buck wild and just driving that crowd crazy. Paul Heyman being on house shows is fucking weird, but it's great. And it shows how disempowered the baby faces are in the WWE. That it's Roman, the heel, the big heel, having to create fun. And Heyman and the Usos and making that show special. Wrestling people, you got to make your show special. And you got to create those moments. Now, you can't create something like, oh, AEW contracts happening and blah, 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 blah. But I think having moments where people are recognized and your audience is rewarded for loving you and loving the guys is something really important. It's something really special. So I'm going to bid you adieu on this full disclosure. I'm going to show you those clips, which hopefully the WWE doesn't, for some reason, fuck with. I don't think they will, because these are fan cam things. But at the end of the day, number 150. I'm just going to enjoy that moment. It's Valentine's Day, and quite frankly, it's 11:38, and I have a Valentine's date in 5 minutes. What does that mean, Steve? You figure it out, you sorry motherfuckers. This has been Full Disclosure.
I need a shirt. I got one for you in here, dog. Freeze is out so you can show your muscles. I don't think I got no muscles yet. Gotta be in the gym more, you know? Not yet.
more push-ups. I know you hear me.
Roman!
He need a sub. He need a sub. You better get him. You better go get him. He need a sub.